Welcome to Movie Life Crisis. Join us as we watch the best movies from 30 years ago.
The phenomenon has begun. It's the must-see movie of the year.
Name as many mammals as you can in 60 seconds.
How about alphabetical?
The magical spirit that made Forrest Gump so popular is reborn.
Repeat just one more time.
4 stars.
What's she got anyway?
My heart.
Don't miss Phenomenon.
Why don't you move something with your mind?
John Travolta.
Maybe move his,
Phenomenon, rated PG. Now playing in a theater near you.
Forrest Whitaker.
God, I love Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah, he's great.
Crisis Season 6, Episode 15, which means us more than halfway through the year. And Phenomenon.
Something like a phenomena. Something like a... I was listening to that LL Cool J song just to get in hype for this movie. And then I watched the movie. I was like, nope, not that kind of movie.
Yeah, you don't need to be hyped.
No hype. Yeah.
I was listening to Matt Damon talk about the Odyssey with on a podcast, and he's like, sometimes the actor, he's like, usually if you're shitty and you're an actor, it's your fault, but sometimes it's not your fault. Sometimes you don't know what movie you're in. And he was telling a story about working with freaking Steven Soderbergh, and he was like giving this big courtroom speech, and he was like getting all emotional, and then like the whole cast was watching him, and we got done. He was like, "Whoo!" And Soderbergh was like, "No." What do you mean? No. It was real shit right there. I was getting emotional. He's like, "No." He's like, "You're in the wrong movie." He's like, "That's not that movie." He's like, "This guy is thrilled that everyone's looking at him. He's not sad at all." And Matt Damon was like, "Oh, okay, right." And then he was like, "You're in the wrong movie. I just redid it."
Yeah, do it again. Take 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So I didn't remember a lot of this movie. I remembered the part we did from The Thing, where he tells him to spin the guy's toupee, and I remember her shaving him, but I didn't remember too much else.
Yeah, dude, this is. I think I liked this movie more than everybody because I remembered all of it.
Some of it was coming back, and dude, the cast was great.
Even the beginning, it's like a freaking slow shot, like through the maple leaves with the sun streaming in, like the Thomas Newman, like orchestral scores coming in. I was like, I remember this part. All of this shit I remember.
Well, wait, I wrote down exactly how long my kids made it. 2 minutes and 33 seconds. Yeah. And then they were out because the slow moving camera scene with a kitten through the pasture. They're like, do I have to watch this with you? I was like, no, you don't.
They're not trying to sit through the 90s movie openings.
No. Yeah. They do the same thing with like the old Disney movies where they have the credits in the beginning. Yeah. It's like a storybook opens and it's like flipping through 9 pages. They're like, I don't want to watch this. Fast forward. So,
well, was it, I feel like it was freaking George Lucas for Star Wars that put the credits at the end, and he wasn't allowed to do it through the union, but he was like, dude, I don't want to fuck up the ending. He's like, so he just paid the fines. And I think it was that movie that was the first time people were like, we could just do the credits later. We don't have to do 9 minutes of credits to open the movie.
That's great. That was whoever, if that really was George. Like 5 different studios that are all trying to say that it's their movie. It's a Michael Bay production, Don Simpson production. It's Syncope Films presents.
Yeah, it's a Spike
directed by. I'm like, all right, just get on with it.
Well, we try to when we try to watch Mary Poppins. Same thing with my son. He's like, when does it start? It's like, hold on a minute, we got a lot of stuff.
When's the Poppins coming? Because this is interminable.
Like, when do they do?
Yeah, this one had a long intro, 2 minutes 33 seconds. Yeah.
But I've always really liked this movie, and I was excited to do it, and I remembered why I really liked it.
Is that? I mean, I liked it too in my head, and I remembered the soundtrack being the jam and had that Crazy Love Van Morrison song by Aaron Neville, Body Slam.
Yeah.
And then They had the Babyface Eric Clapton song. It was great. And I remembered liking it.
Every day.
But then when we picked it, I was like, wait a second, I don't remember any of this. It was weird. It's weird.
Yeah. Dude, hit me with the synopsis.
George Malley, a beloved auto mechanic in Northern California town. He was from California, right? Because they were going to Berkeley and San Francisco. So they're California, yeah?
Yes.
Struck by a brilliant light and wakes up with impossible abilities, super intelligence, accelerated learning, telekinesis, Kyle. And at first he uses it to help people, but then fear, suspicion, government attention, all of that turns into a standard man with powers movie, and it got to something much sadder.
Yeah. $32 million budget, which makes sense because it was just people walking around a town. And then $152 million gross.
Yeah.
It was the number 12 movie of 1990, behind First Wives Club and ahead of Scream.
Ooh, nice. Then this did pretty well. Where was the town from Doc Hollywood? Was that in California? This reminded me of that.
It was in California, but I don't remember where in California.
It was that feel for me, and I like that small town look.
I think
Doc nice setting for a movie.
It was supposed to be in like South Carolina, so he didn't make it to Hollywood yet.
Oh, then never mind. But I guess small towns are the same everywhere.
Yeah, dude. It had that small town feel. If I know anything, if I learned anything from country music, it's that small towns are all the same.
Yeah. That's why you just take the road less traveled. Stop at Radiator Springs whenever you can. Route 66. Awards. It got so there's 7 wins and 8 nominations. There was Saturn Award nominations, MTV nominations for John Travolta and stuff like that. The soundtrack, the single, dude, that I can remember Change the World with Eric Clapton. That was like it won Grammys for Record of the Year and Song of the Year. That was all over that summer.
Yeah.
Didn't this come out in the summer? When did this come out?
Yeah, it came out in July.
Summer.
And I remember
it was all over.
I remember the video was like freaking Babyface and Eric Clapton like sitting back to back on a bench, like playing acoustic guitar. And I think it was like one of those videos that was cut with scenes from the movie.
Nice. That was my favorite part of Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. That Bryan Adams song had clips from the movie.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yep.
Do you remember the Babyface Unplugged thing where he brought Eric Clapton out and Babyface sang the song instead of Eric Clapton?
Yeah.
And Eric Clapton just did the solo. That was awesome. That was a way better version.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I like when Mr. Bruce Beard sings, but I want it to be better. Babyface.
Dude, no shade on Eric Clapton, but I like the Babyface sing version better.
Yeah, absolutely. Sequels or spinoffs. Did you see that made for TV thing? Phenomenon 2?
I did not see that.
Oh man. So it's on YouTube. You should go check it out. It was back in 2003. It was supposed to be like a pilot for a television series, which didn't get picked up. It's better that it didn't get picked up. This is being a standalone movie. It's better for that. So it's good that they didn't keep making a TV show. It was pretty bad. I didn't make it through like the first 15 minutes. It was bad.
Yeah.
I mean,
I didn't know that.
Forrest Whitaker.
I didn't know that existed, and I'm not gonna go watch it.
Well, if you're sitting on the toilet and you got 15 minutes, you should pull it up on YouTube because it's bad.
Yeah. My visits, I mean, they may take 15 minutes, but I certainly cannot pull my phone out because I usually have a 4-year-old standing right there, like climbing on my knees, going like, I want to be here with you while you're in the bathroom. I'm like, dude, could you not throw off my balance?
I like the fingers under the door. Yeah. That's awesome.
Do you remember seeing
so where'd you see it?
I don't remember I don't remember where
I rented it.
I think I rented it too, but this is like, I had in my notes as I was watching. I'm like, this is exactly the type of movie that I wanted to do the podcast for, because I don't know if it's like a great movie or if it's an important movie or if it's a well remembered movie. But I personally always really liked it, and I like watching it took me right back to being like a high school student in my parents' house. I remember what the carpet felt like when I was laying on it watching the movie. Like I remember
Yeah.
what my family was doing in other rooms while I was watching the movie. Like it just for whatever reason, it's just one of those things that just took me right back.
That's amazing. I love that when songs do that and movies do that. Dude, that's amazing. Mine was totally a rental, but I knew the soundtrack first because that song was friggin' everywhere.
Yeah.
So I knew that first.
How did you rate it? Since I don't think you're as nostalgic for it as I am.
Yeah. Yeah. This hit square in the sevens for me. I wanted to give it a 7, but since we're not allowed to do 7s, I really, the acting was really good. And I like how they didn't explain stuff like, when they try to like give a reason for all the supernatural stuff and try to fully explain it. I sometimes don't like that. I like to leave it open and let your imagination fill those gaps. So I bumped it up to an 8, since I couldn't give it a 7. It's a 90s melodrama. I like it. It lands pretty hard if you like that warm melodrama stuff. So I gave it an 8. Say 8.
Yeah, it's got a really good cast. I really like the director. I really like the music. I really like this type of John Travolta. The soundtrack is freaking slams. Every Day is a Winding Road. I've Got to Touch, Crazy Love, Change the World.
Yeah.
I love it, man. I've always loved it. I don't even know why. And I know the end is weird. And like, I wish I had a better ending for it. But like, I kind of don't. I mean, I could probably watch. It's 2 hours long. I probably could watch the first 90 minutes and then leave and go do other stuff. I'd be fine. But
wait,
man.
Wait, what kind of ending do you want?
I don't know, but the ending just seems like it didn't tonally fit with the rest of the movie. Like from the time when the surgeon like gets a judge to convince him to give the guy brain surgery against his wishes. He's like, yeah, he's not able to make that. That's not how that shit works. Like, if you're 37, you say, no, thank you on brain surgery, a judge is not going to go, no, do it anyway. It's fine. Like, and then the freaking FBI is searching for all that shit was weird to me. And I never liked it. Like him going and like freaking having sex with Sedgwick under the oak tree. I like, that's fine. But like the whole, like everyone's out to get him, like the future. I think it's
strange. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I get that. So where'd you rate it?
But anyway, I've always really liked this movie. I gave it an 8. I thought about an 8.5 because of how good the soundtrack is, but I figured the soundtrack and the ending cancel each other out. And by the way, as much as this movie made money, people did not like it. It's got like friggin' 40% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oof.
41% Metacritic, 49% Rotten Tomatoes. Ebert, 3 out of 4 stars. Janet Maslin. That's crazy. Oh, Janet Maslin's bang on with me. She's like, the wrong turn during the grimness of the film's final half hour. But yeah, man, I like this is a fun one. I thought, to me, the most unrealistic part of the movie where a bright light turns a mechanic into a super genius who can move things with his mind is that a guy in his late 30s has that many friends.
Yeah. Oh, dude, absolutely. There's not that many people showing up at my birthday party.
No, dude, he's having a birthday party at the bar, and there's like kids there, and his like childhood doctor's there, and his coworkers are there, and like his black best friend is there. I'm like, dude, how the fuck does he have so many friends? I don't.
Oh, man. You got to be nice to people, I guess. I don't know. I'm not doing that.
Hey, dude, small towns, man. I was born in a small town. I was raised in a small town. What's the other part? Whatever that guy says.
John Cougar Mellencamp, Finkelstein, Billy Bob, Joe Agnes Moorhead.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Let's do best. What's your first best?
First best scene is this isn't in any order, but he is the doctor, Robert Duvall, Robin's racing Harry. He gets somebody to call for him because there's a guy that just came in that was speaking Portuguese, and nobody spoke Portuguese. And they couldn't find this kid that was sick, so he learned Portuguese in 20 minutes on the way there. And like the lady was like, George Malley, you learned Portuguese and the language in 20 minutes? He's like, no, not all of it. I love that he can like just study it on the way. And the seismologist was in the truck watching him do the thing. That's great. That's really awesome.
That's my second scene. George learns Portuguese. He's like the doc, Robert Duvall. He's like, go get George Malley. Tell him to go to the library, get a book about Portuguese. We got to learn how to ask this guy where his grandson went. And dude, he's just like flipping through the book while the other guy's driving the truck. And then he gets there, he's just full on, just speaking Portuguese to the guy. I also love that. But then he finds the grandfather's like, obrigado, whatever, kid's sick. And then he's like freaking Luke Skywalker in the pile of wood. And then they find the kid up in the tree. And so like he saves the day, but then everyone's starting to get really weirded out because George is not just way smarter, he's doing shit that no one understands. That's the part of the small town I can confirm. If you start doing shit that people don't understand, they are not into it.
They don't like it. They don't like it one bit.
Yeah. Like, dude, get out of here with your medicine that works. We don't want that.
Somebody back us up a truckload full of thoughts and prayers. We'll just use that.
That's a good one.
What's your first one?
My first one is after he goes to his birthday party. Everyone in town is there. Everyone loves this guy. He goes outside and he's like sees a freaking whatever bright light, and he's like almost falls down in the street. And then he comes back in the bar and he's telling everybody, he's like, did anybody hear that? Like, you guys see that light? Everyone's like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. And it's like, did you hear? Did you feel it? And nobody has any clue what he's talking about. But they're like asking him questions, and they're like, man, George sure is drunk. And like, well, did you, like, you fell over? He's like, yes. Well, you must have been really drunk. And in Doc, Robert Duvall's teaching him how to play chess. This guy's an auto mechanic. He is not a rocket scientist. And he's like walking over to the chessboard while he's explaining about the light. And he's like moving the chess pieces. And Robert Duvall's like, now, George, hold on a second. You need to pay attention to what you're doing here. And as he's like describing the light, he's just like, is that checkmate? I think that's checkmate. And then everyone's like, did you let him win? He's like, no, I didn't let him win. But I love that first of all, it happened early in the movie. We don't have to wait a long time for him to get smart. And then we immediately see the effects. He got very smart and he's beaten Doc at chess. And I was like, dude, that's such a great way to set up what's going to happen in this movie.
I freaking love how he beats him in chess, and how at the very end, Robert Duvall's teaching the young kid to play chess also. Nice circle. That's a really good scene as well. I don't know how you convince somebody. Like, sometimes I try to put myself in the character's shoes and be like, all right, what the heck? I don't know how you convince everybody that it's okay. And like you said, small towns, those people, they're not down with it anyway. They're going to be upset.
I know, me being who I am, if an alien came down and made me really smart and I had telekinesis, I wouldn't tell anyone. I wouldn't be out at the space and then some sunglasses around while the news cameras are on. That is a great way to go live with the NSA forever. I would keep that shit a secret.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because my next scene, he cracks the code, the Morse code that he hears over the thing for the FBI, some kind of training thing with missile launching. So when the FBI actually catches him, he's going to be tested by the FBI. Which, again, this is the second movie in a row with your boy. What's Data's name in real life? The doctor that asks him all the questions.
Yeah, Brent
Spiner. Brent Spiner. He's asking him all the questions and he wants to record him. And of course, John Travolta's like, oh man, more tests. This is sucky. I don't like this. So then he starts asking for specifics. I freaking love that. I that whole back and forth, I didn't know. I wanted to put it in my quotes. Because he starts asking him stuff and he's like, okay, if a person is born in 1928, how old are they? He's like, man or woman? And he's like, what? Why? He's like, specifics, Bobs. He's like, okay, if a man born in 1928, is he still alive? Okay, what month? All right, what time? Like, where was he born? And then he breaks it all down. I freaking love that. Just smarter than the doctor, smarter than all the people.
Yeah, they're trying to give him the IQ test, and I've seen
alien tumor.
That scene I've like seen on Instagram. Somebody's like that does like 90s movies clips is like in my algorithm feeding me shit, and I'm just fucking slamming like on it. But he's like be specific, doc. He's like what does it matter what time? He goes, well, he's like, if a man was born in California in October 7, 1928, right now he'd be 67 years, 9 months. He grabs the doctor, looks at his watch, did 12 hours. If he's born in New York, he'd be 3 hours older now, wouldn't he?
Yeah, that's money. That's so money.
He has him
like, I had to pick that one.
He also has him, he's like, name as many mammals as you can in 60 seconds. He's like, He's like, mammals. He's like, how about alphabet? Yeah. He's like, aardvark, whatever. I've already lost it. I can't even get to B. But he does baboon, caribou. But like, he goes through the whole thing. And he gets to the end. He's like, I don't know. He's like, Newfoundland's a stretch. That's a dog breed. He's like, and U-hippos is prehistoric. He's like saying, a couple of them I had kind of had the unicorn's mythical. U-hippos.
Yeah, unicorn, that's mythical. Yeah. Yeah.
But like the doctor,
it's great.
He finishes his explanation, and the doctor's like, "Oh shit!" And he has to stop his stopwatch because he's completely just flabbergasted.
I love that. I love when people show that they're super smart.
I
don't want a tumor though.
That scene is really entertaining to me, and I also like not the IQ test, but like after that, the FBI has him locked up. They let Forrest Whitaker go. He's not a super genius. He's just a farmer who likes Diana Ross. And then, like Travolta's like,
boy, does he!
His performance is so good with the FBI guy. He's like maybe you want to do some work like over with us. He's like, what even? He's like, intelligence. He's like, I just want to go home. Like he plays it so well. Dude, I don't know. I just like Travolta in this. He's like, he put on some weight. Like plays this like mild-mannered guy who gets thrust into the situation beyond his control really well. It's just I think it's a really great Travolta performance. I know he gets a lot of love for freaking Saturday Night Fever and Grease and Pulp Fiction, but like this is really good.
No, I totally get it. Yeah, I'm with you. He kills it in this. So what's your third one?
That was my third one.
Oh, that was your third one. My third one is when Robert Duvall comes into his hospital room because he sees the light again and passes out or whatever. And they have him in the hospital, and he brings in the two friends to help him tell him.
Yeah.
The way Forrest Whitaker is upset while Robert Duvall is telling him was killing me. That dude played it so well that I was getting upset also. It was good, dude. The whole time I was like, this doesn't seem like a scene I would want to pick. But just like we always say, like art's supposed to make you feel stuff. Man, Forrest Whitaker and his friggin' left eye ptosis was making me feel all the feels, and I had to put it down. So, thumbs up to Forrest Whitaker on that one.
Yeah, man, that was great. I like Forrest Whitaker is fantastic, pretty much always, but in this movie particularly, like he's just like the doctors tells him. So he's like, hey, we figured it out. It's not an alien. It's a brain tumor. He's like, it's not really operable. It's all over the place. And then Forrest Whitaker's like, is there anything I can do for you? He's like, yes. He's like, I want you to plant corn in your southern 40. He's like, don't rotate it. Give it like 3 to 5 years. He's like, I know you don't think it'll, but I promise you it'll grow. And he's just like, okay. He's like getting all choked up. He's leaving. That shit was powerful. And then for some reason, his girlfriend that he'd never actually kissed got to be the one who told him he wasn't going to live very long, which seemed like not the way doctors would do that.
Yeah. Well, maybe she went to the judge and got an injunction, and then she was allowed to say it.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah, dude, that's a good one. I mean, on the rewatch, because I haven't seen this in probably, I don't know, 15 or 20 years, I couldn't figure out why, like the relationship between George Malley and Lace, John Travolta and Kyra Sedgwick's characters. Like, he was a nice guy, but he was clearly like just kind of stalking her. She was a single mom, and she was like pretty clearly not into it at all. And then, like later on, he came to her house to die. And I was like, I feel like I've missed some steps for this.
It's the 90s, man. We're lucky he didn't go all the way across the country to Seattle to watch him with his kids. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is how it was. You don't take no for an answer. No means come back in just a little bit and try again. Do something weird. Buy all of her chairs or something. It's it's the Notebook and all that stuff.
I almost put that scene in so after George died, and then the doc goes to the bar, and like George's coworkers and stuff are like, they're trying to like make light of him because they don't understand what's happened. So they're like, yeah, they're like, he was probably crazy, man. Maybe he like it was like a magic trick. That's how he broke that mirror. And dude's like asking Doc, and Robert Duvall is getting freaking angry, and he was great in that scene. Robert Duvall, he's like throwing the beer glass at people. He's like yelling, just about like, you know, you want to tear him down just because you don't understand what happened. And like George was nothing but great. He didn't ask anybody for anything. He wasn't trying to sell anything. He just wanted to be left alone. But that was the scene where he was talking about, did you ever buy your girls chairs? And he's like, what are you talking about? She doesn't make chairs. It's like, every woman has chairs. It's like, George bought her chairs. He did that before. He was already smart. It's like, why don't you go buy your girl some chairs? Yeah. Whatever her thing is.
Yeah. Find Lisa's chairs. Yeah. Buy her chairs.
I'd forgotten about that part. I was like,
that part was well written. All right. You want to do quotes?
Yeah. My first quote is the one from the trailer, where the seismologist comes to talk to him, and Forrest Whitaker's just throwing it out there. He's like, why don't you move something with your mind? He's like, maybe move his, he's like pointing at the guy's toupee from behind his head, and he's, dude, stop telling me I can move stuff with my mind. You got to be inside the circle of trust for that. I remember that crystal clear.
Yeah, he was just telling everybody. I like how he didn't say toupee and didn't say anything. He was just like, maybe you could move something, you know, like maybe, and then just pointed. That was great. Yeah, dude. So my first one was in there was the, well, let's get specific, Bob. I mean, the guy's still alive, born in California, October 3rd, 1928, 10 p.m. He's 67 years, 9 months, 22 days, 14 hours, and 12 minutes. If he was born in New York, he's 3 hours older now, isn't he? That really, I'm so glad I forgot that scene, because when I watched it again, it made me that much happier. It was really good. And that's why I threw it in my quotes too.
Yep. That's a great one. I like it. My next one is he's finally convinced Kyra Sedgwick to have him over for dinner, and because he picked her kids up, and like they went and picked wildflowers, and after he's predicted the earthquake, and he's telling her at the dinner table, he's like, I think, he's like, this is good. I think you're a good cook. And she's like, oh, he's like, well, thank you. She's like, I only really can make two things, you know, kind of okay. He's like, I can make turkey and I can make pork chops. And he just looks at her, he's like, which one is this?
That was my next quote too, dude. I love it. Oh man, it reminds me of Life with Mikey. I love that song. Me too. What were you playing?
What's your third one, if that's your second?
Yeah, my third one is it's kind of sappy, but it's the part where he knows he's dying. She's already shaved him and gave a haircut and washed his hair, all sensual like. And then they went outside where the kids couldn't hear him and did it under an oak tree. And then he was like, "Will you love me for the rest of my life?" And she goes, "No, I'm going to love you for the rest of mine." I don't know. I kind of liked it. It's kind of sappy, but I liked it.
Yeah, that's a great line. I thought about that one because it's a very memorable line. I like that they're, first of all, I like in the movies, like she's like shaving him and it's freaking like music's all soft. And I was just trying to imagine my wife was doing that. It would be like the freaking ring light right up against me, like very businesslike, like hold still, God damn it. It would not be like that.
Yes. Kat would totally check to see if the insurance is paid up before she started shaving me, just in case.
Also, she asked before she shaved him, she's like, up or down? I was like, what kind of fucking psycho shaves up?
Yeah, that was a good. Dude, it depends on which way your beard grows, doesn't it? I don't know. Like one side of my face, no, the up here is down, but over here is up.
I mean, on the underside, but she was like at his sideburns. It's like that. Everybody there is going down. Anyway, my quote was from the scene you were talking about earlier, where it's like, George Malley, did you learn the Portuguese language in 20 minutes? And he goes, not all of it.
Yeah, that was great. That was really great.
I also liked, and I thought about doing it because in the beginning of the movie, when he's just a regular mechanic, he's like trying to learn Spanish, and he's like, that Ventana. He's like flipping through the thing, and then like the American guy's like window. He's like, shut up, I'm looking at it. And then he gets struck by and then like the next day he's like freaking full on just talking to Tito in Spanish, like just rambling off. And then after that, Tito and the other guy that he works with, Lance or whatever, and Lance says to Tito, he's like, now he speaks Spanish better than me now. And Tito goes, better than me too.
Yeah, dude, I like Tito. He was in other stuff, I'm pretty sure, because I feel like I've seen him before. He was friggin' super funny.
Dude, you definitely...
I think he was in... I want to say he was the guy...
He was in Tremors.
Not to be complete 6 Degrees. Yeah, I was going to say Tremors, right?
Yeah.
And that's easy to get to Tremors from here to get to Kevin Bacon, but there's another way you can get to Kevin Bacon through this. Through Kyra Sedgwick. Because, yeah, they've been married for a bit. I totally remembered him from that. I think he was in what the Richie Valens, La Bamba. I think he was in that too, way back in the Gap.
Yeah, he was.
I used to watch that every time it came on. What? Yeah, nice. I like that guy.
Yeah,
I like that guy. He didn't make my characters, but I like him.
Me neither. This is a well-written movie, man. There's a lot of good lines in there. There's a lot of funny parts.
Yeah.
All right, what's
your characters?
Yeah, what's your first character?
Dude, I picked John Travolta. I thought it's not as creepy as we make it sound when we're like, yeah, and she's a single mom and we're coming at he's constantly coming after her. I think the reason it doesn't feel creepy is John Travolta. Like, he's the reason it works. I think he's like, it feels like he was open to the role and he just, I don't know, like I felt earnest when he did it. And he sells the idea of a simple guy that's knows the beauty of the universe now and is overwhelmed by it. And I freaking love that.
Yeah, he did not.
He did a great job.
He did not shoplift the pootie from a single mother. That's Rod Tidwell says later in this year, Jerry Maguire.
Yes.
I really like John Travolta, man. I feel like if you ask
who's your first
actors, I would get through a lot of people before I thought of John Travolta. But when I look at his filmography, I'm like, dude, there's a lot of movies on here I really like.
Yeah, samesies. Yeah.
And like Look Who's Talking, and then Pulp Fiction, and then Get Shorty, and then this, and Broken Arrow, and Michael, and Face Off, and Primary. All that's in like a 5-year span. Those are all movies I really like.
Yeah.
And then even
remember, what's the one where he was supposed to be like a Clinton guy?
Yeah, Primary Colors.
That's
98.
Primary Colors. Ooh, we got to do that one. That was filmed around here.
Yes, it was.
That's awesome.
And then even into like the 2000s, it's like freaking Swordfish and Ladder 49 and whatever. Like it's just got a bunch of stuff. John Travolta's, especially in the 90s, man, just a bunch of stuff. And I love him in this. I think he's great in this.
Yeah, he's doing it. He's doing it up. Is that your first person?
Yeah, he is number 1 for me. And number 2 for me is Forrest Whitaker.
Dude, Nate Pope, Forrest Whitaker, George's best friend. He's like, I don't know. It feels like he can give, the way I wrote it down is he was loyal and could show pain, but he didn't overdo it. Like he didn't overplay it. I thought he did a really great job and freaking killed it. And man, did he have me choking up when he was getting upset when they told George. He just did a great job.
He's awesome, man. And I didn't realize that he directed, but like, dude, he directed Waiting to Exhale, which we didn't get to last year. And he directed Hope Floats, which I hope we do get to in 98.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he's great.
But like, dude, he was in Bloodsport. He has an Oscar. Forrest Whitaker is a badass.
Yeah, everybody. I can't imagine people don't like him. The last thing I saw him in where I was like, good Lord, this dude can act. The Last King of Scotland, where he is opposite of Professor X. I can't think of that guy's name, but he, dude, the whole time I was watching him, I was like, golly, this dude's awesome. This dude's really good.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
That was my second one also. Dude, I hate picking all the guys. We always talk about how there's not enough ladies represented in the thing. And I wanted to pick Kyra Sedgwick because I thought she did a good job, but not as good as Robert Duvall. I freaking love that dude's character. Rocking the sweater vest and the bow tie all the time, mooning people for the birthday. How choked up he got when he was like telling the stories like I never had my own kids and you were like a son to me, and God, he was just freaking killing me. He's did a good, like, pragmatic, very emotional and caring performance, and I loved it. And he's been in a ton of stuff.
I love Robert Duvall. Died earlier this year, 2026. R.I.P. He made it 95 years. It's a hell of a run. Dude, did you?
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Like, I'll always think of Robert Duvall from Lonesome Dove because one of my favorite books. I love the miniseries. God, Woodrow. And he's got that huge ass bushy mustache. He's fucking fantastic in that. But like, he was in To Kill a Mockingbird. He was in THX 1138. I didn't even know that. And like, he was in The Godfather.
Yeah, he was in a ton of stuff.
He's like, he's been Oscar nominated like 8 times. Once won for Tender Mercies in 83. He's just such a badass actor, and I love him. And he was great in this. I would have loved to have nominated more women, but there just weren't. The only really female part in this whole movie was George Malley. Did you learn Portuguese language in 20 minutes? That lady who had like 3 lines, and Kyra Sedgwick. So I'm not like not recognizing the work of the female the women in this movie. They just didn't. There weren't as many of them, which is part of the problem, right? Like, there's not as as many roles for women as there are for men. But yeah, Robert Duvall is my jam. He destroyed, and I loved it.
That's friggin'. Those 3 though. I know you can't just put them in whatever, but if you put those 3 on screen, it's going to be good. You know what I'm saying? Like, they all are.
Yeah,
the consummate professionals that do all the right
those
stuff.
3 have a decent script and a decent director. It's probably going to be pretty good, whatever they come up with.
Yeah. Let's talk about the director. John Turteltaub.
John Turteltaub, our guy. We got to get him on the podcast because we've done 3 of his movies now.
Yeah, I was going to say we did 2 before this, and for the love of God and all that is holy, I hope we do Disney's The Kid.
Yeah,
with Bruce Willis.
He directed.
I love that movie.
He directed While You Were Sleeping. He directed this, and so like you look at his like list of stuff, like other than National Treasure, he hasn't done, and maybe this movie, he hasn't done like smash hits. But I'm like, we're gonna do 4 or 5 of his movies on this podcast, and by the time we get to the next few years, we probably need to get in touch with that guy and go, dude, come talk about your movies. We're doing all of them.
Yeah. I wholeheartedly agree. I'm down with it because
the only director we've done more of on the podcast is Spielberg, which is because it's impossible to get through the 90s and not do a bunch of Spielberg
without doing Spielberg. Yeah. This dude's good. He's
man,
really good.
I couldn't find much about the writer. Did you have anything about the writer?
I mean, I saw that he did like Message in a Bottle, that movie with Kevin Costner, that right after this. He works with Turteltaub again when he does the Cuba Gooding Jr., Anthony Hopkins one, The Instinct. But that's all the ones after that. I don't know. I don't know any of the other ones.
Yeah. Yeah, not a lot on his.
He's done some TV stuff, but
not a lot of stuff on there for like him having written this movie entirely by himself, and it did well. But dude, I have a ton of stuff on the composer that I really like, Thomas Newman. So like he's one of the most decorated composers, not named John Williams, of like maybe my life, but he's got 6 Grammys, an Emmy, 2 BAFTAs. He's been nominated for 15 Oscars, and we've done a bunch of his movies.
Jesus,
but like because he did like Shawshank Redemption, he did The Player, Green Mile. So he on his own is really good, and I really like this score. But I didn't know that he was the son of a famous film composer, Alfred Newman. And if you think that his 15 nominations is impressive, you should know that his dad was nominated 45 times and won 9 Oscars.
Damn.
And looking at his dad's
right?
filmography, like Wuthering Heights, Hunchback of Notre Dame, The Mask of Zorro, How Green Was My Valley, Love Is a Many Splendored Thing, Anastasia, Diary of Anne Frank, How the West Was Won. His dad, Alfred Newman, composed the fanfare for 20th Century Fox that plays when the studio logo comes on screen, which I can hear in my head, and I know you probably can too.
I was just about to start singing it. Yeah, that's freaking amazing. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's wild. And then, so that's a pretty cool, famous music family. But Thomas Newman also has a brother named David Newman. Guess what he does for a living? If you said Oscar-nominated film composer, you nailed it. He did Mighty Ducks and Nutty Professor.
Oh, nice. This family's all over our stuff.
Dude, the family's great. But guess who Thomas Newman and David Newman's cousin is? Randy Newman.
No idea. Randy. Oh, dude, that's freaking great. What a musical family.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, dude. And then Thomas Newman's daughter, his adult daughter, is named Julie Newman, and she's a composer. She's working with Ryan Murphy on stuff. So it's like, this is like freaking, the Newmans as a family have won more. They've got more Oscar nominations than anyone else in history.
Newman. That's freaking great. That's great.
Yeah. I was like, man, I like Thomas Newman. I'm going to go read about him.
I didn't know any of that.
Incredible.
That's awesome. It's really good.
Yeah. Do you got any more good?
Well, I was going to ask, did you see, I read an article about it, that was people saying that, unlocking the potential of the human brain or whatever, like the superhuman abilities, that this is based on Scientology, which Travolta is a large part of.
Yeah.
And then the guy, DePeggio or whatever, however you say his name, the writer, he was like, no, I didn't write this with Travolta in mind. I just wrote this. It just so happens that was the thing. I don't think I knew that John Travolta was part of Scientology.
I definitely knew he was a part of Scientology. He did the movie Battlefield Earth, but the writer said that it was more about Zen, and he didn't do it with any Scientology stuff in mind. Although I did see that people said that.
Wait, is Battlefield Earth a Scientology movie?
Yes.
What? I don't think I knew that. That's weird.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, it's based on a novel that was written by L. Ron Hubbard.
Crazy. Oh, that's weird. But I got no other good.
Yeah, I think that's all I got too. What about worst? Do you have any worst?
I didn't like how the townspeople turned on George so quickly. I know we already talked about how it's a small town life, and that's what people do. It felt like they turned so quickly that it was just there to manufacture the conflict that they needed. It was already 2 hours, so I know they needed to pick up the pace a little bit, but I didn't like how they did that. I think that was a bit of a tonal whiplash for me.
Yeah.
It was lighthearted, and then it got sad, then everybody got mad.
I didn't like it, but it did feel realistic, but I kind of wished that I wish that they had taken it in a different direction. That's why I'm saying like the last half hour, 40 minutes of this movie. Dude, I wish it would have gone differently instead of like court-ordered brain surgery, and then he escapes the FBI, and then he's, goes and makes love under an oak tree and then dies. Like, I wish there was a different way out of this.
That last part, I think that would be all right by me if that's how I was going to die, but
acorns.
I like the part before that. I'm kneeling on an acorn. You're killing me.
I like how the 90s totally fine for him, who is basically a stranger, to just pick her kids up and put them in his truck with no car seat and take them home. And they're just like out playing in a field with freaking barbed wire and I'm sure like guns and knives and shit.
Oh, it's a small town, man. Try that in a small town. Just try that in a small town. How'd you feel about the telekinesis effects? I thought that they looked all right. Yeah,
I thought they were fine. I like that. I remember the speech of him talking about. He's like, it's not really. He's like, I could say that it's a command, but I'm not really command. It's a partnership. He's like, it's a dance. He's like, we're all made out of the same stuff.
Yeah.
And the doctor's like, wood. He's like, energy.
Metachlorians, you idiot. God.
Yeah, no, I like the telekinesis effects. I thought they were totally fine. And that's really all the effects there are.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, that's it. What about having to physically go to I was thinking about old tech, having to physically go to a library, go to the stacks of physical encyclopedias to learn about agriculture and science, and like having to actually do that. That's these people don't know nowadays.
Yeah. And I mean, especially since we're the last generation that's going to be literate, I don't know how that's going to work in the future.
I think what you need to do is lower the bar for what literacy means.
Yeah.
Because these kids that I teach can read the words and they can say them out loud. They don't get them all, they don't pronounce them all correctly, but they'll say them out loud. But then at the end of that paragraph, you ask them what it's about, they have no idea. They're just literally saying the words out loud. Horrible.
Hooray. I liked how he was his idea was like, hey, their library's doing their like fair, and he's like, I'm a pretty big deal at the library. And I was thinking, I'm like, are you a big deal at the library if you just check out a lot of books? Do they even give a shit? I mean, I guess they do. They want you to check the books out, but like, George said we should set up a table. We probably should listen. He's important. His library card is the same as everyone else's. He's costing you more money.
Dude, maybe he is one of the only few people that actually checks out books, because normally a library is just where homeless people go to make BM.
and use the Wi-Fi. Yeah, I'm sure.
Or whatever Peter Griffin said.
A lot of questions. Is it okay for kids? I think your kids told us that they're allowed to watch it. They just don't want to.
You're right. They are like 2 hours and 4 minutes. The whole first beginning part felt like 2 hours and 4 minutes to them. They don't want to watch a drama, romance, fantasy, sci-fi tearjerker. So I would say it's okay for 10 and up, but they're not going to want to. They won't make it through.
Yeah. Would this movie get made if it were pitched now? I feel like it would.
I mean, I think we greenlight a lot of things just because we just watched them and we're like, hell yeah, that was all right. Let's do it again. I think if they did it now, though, it would be a like a faith-based, inspirational type market that they would have to go for. It would show up on like one of those very Jesus-y channels where they would show stuff like that. I don't know that it would be, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I'm sure.
I don't know that it would be.
I'm sure that this would be a gift from God. It would be very overt. I think you're right about that.
I don't know what channel plays those type of things, but that's where it would be, I think. Is it a movie or can you make a TV show out of it? They tried the TV.
Yeah, I think this is a movie. I don't even know. Like, my son is almost 5. He doesn't even know what a channel is. Like, he has no concept. Like, there's a way to like use the remote.
Yeah.
And, like, go, I don't like this. Let's flip to the next channel. He has no clue.
Oh, that's wonderful.
His whole media world is on demand. He's like, pull up the Super Kitties song. I was like, God damn it. I'm like, I think it's broken. We're just wondering for a while.
God damn it, donut. Dude, when, like, I think now that I'm thinking about it, I wonder, like, when, you know, my mom came over to hang out with Cece and she wanted to watch Coach Golf's niece play in Wimbledon, and Nana was like, what channels it come on? And Cece's like, I don't know what I guess maybe she doesn't even know what a channel is.
Yeah,
because we just pulled it up on the ESPN app.
Yeah,
that's crazy. I don't think I ever thought of that.
Recasting for this is pretty easy. So they're in all the movies, but I wanted Tom Holland and Zendaya to be the leads for this movie.
Nice. I went a different route. I wanted Paul Rudd. I know he's too old, but he doesn't look old. So I wanted Paul Rudd. And then for the girl, I want Carrie Russell. Because she also, I feel, doesn't look old. And I think both of them could kill this. The other lane I was going to go was Ryan Gosling and Brie Larson. And then Tom Hanks could play Doc.
This is an easy movie to cast. There's only 4 important parts, and none of them are that difficult. Like, I think actors would be excited to do any part in this movie. And it wouldn't be, it's not.
If he's, no, if Forrest Whitaker loves Diana Ross in this movie, what's the new Forrest Whitaker? What's his thing that he likes? Like Sabrina Carpenter or something?
Rihanna. Because it's like slightly ahead of his time, but not a lot ahead of his time.
Riri. Awesome.
Or maybe it's Whitney Houston, and instead of like ham radioing, he's like sending stuff out into the universe. He's like trying to talk to aliens.
He's probably using AOL Instant Messenger. That's the old school, like ham radio was back then. So can you still watch and enjoy this movie in 2026?
Yeah, man. I think you can. It's on Amazon Prime, or you can rent it anywhere that you rent stuff. It was $2.99 to rent these movies when we started the podcast, and now on Apple TV it's $4.99 to rent movies. So inflation is
God,
it's coming for us all.
Thanks a lot. Biden.
I have to pay. If I pay $5 to rent a digital copy of this for 48 hours. Just give me Blockbuster.
Yeah, no, I'm totally with you. I don't get it. Yeah,
All right. Thanks for listening. Next week, we continue John Travolta month, which we just made up with Broken Arrow.
The Travolta twofer.
Yeah.
Ah, man, that's great.
All right.
Telekinesis, Kyle.
All right. Bye, con Dios. The outro music's in the other room.
Bye, con Dios.
Thanks for listening to Movie Life Crisis. Please subscribe, rate, and review, and remember, don't drive angry.